Why, and maybe there's a bunch of answers for this, and truthfully, like I said, I don't know much about wildland firefighting at all. Why does it seem like there are so many fires every year, and it seems like they're getting increasingly worse and worse and worse? You hear what everybody else's opinion is on the experts, but as a guy that's on the ground doing it, why is it so bad, and why does it seem like it's getting worse? Or is it not actually getting worse? This is just the way it always is. It's just getting hyped up more and more.
Um, yeah, I think it's definitely kind of kind of the way it's always been. There's it can get really political, which you wouldn't think, but everything gets political. But
Right.
you see California burning down every single year, and a lot of it has to do with forestry management, and it's not the guys; their hands are tied by what they're being told. But environmentalists, they say, you know, we got to protect our forests. Logging is a good thing when it's done responsibly. Logging is a good thing. It keeps the forest clear. It keeps the forest clean. It prevents you from having, like, because fire is good. Fire is natural. Fire's been happening since the beginning of time. Like,
Right.
lightning strikes, it starts a fire. It's a good thing. It goes through. Um, the floors the forest floor clear, and allows those new seeds to fall and germinate and cause new growth. And so it's good for fire to come in into these areas. But when you have environmentalists that say we need to save every plant and everything and all this stuff, when you do get a fire in those areas and you've got all that underbrush and the duff and all the tree fall and everything, when a fire comes through there, it doesn't just clean up that area. It burns with such intensity that it gets up into the crowns or the tops of the trees. And that's when it starts destroying forests, where
Really?
you have trees that are hundreds of years old, and a fire rips through there and it basically just nukes them. And we call it moonscaping, where it burns through with such intensity that it just burns everything, and it literally looks like the surface of the moon. An area like that, an environment like that, it's not going to come back anytime soon. It's going to be years and years and years and years, and that's a dramatic effect on the environment and the climate in those areas, and the animals and all that stuff. Where, like, I would say in Arizona, we get a lot of fires, but we are also allowed to um, manage the forest well, and they do a fantastic job. So yeah, that's not to say you won't occasionally get a fire. I mean, stuff happens, and fire behavior can be extreme. We can have different weather trends. The things that affect the spread of wildfire is weather, fuel, and topography. So sometimes when those things line up, it's just going to scorch an area. It's just going to happen. Doesn't matter how well it is. So when you have these forests thin, like, appropriately, the fire is able to move through in a much more controllable is the right way to say it, but just it's not as erratic. It doesn't impact uh, the wilderness or the forests in the areas as dramatically. It really just kind of goes through and cleans up
It's more
the
predictable.
forest floor. It's more predictable. It's more controllable. It just burns. It's healthier
Okay.
for that forest. Is really what it is. Um, and so you can have a fire come through, and it cleans up the area, and you still have a beautiful forest. Yeah, it's all black in the ground, but all that underground, the grasses and things like that stuff grows back real quick, and it comes back healthier because all the nutrients are now that soil is rich with nutrients and things like that. But when you have fires in places that are mismanaged, and like I said, I don't want anybody who is they call them forestry technicians, they're firefighters, or anybody who does forest management, to take any offense to that, because I understand that it's not them that makes those decisions. Their hands are tied by politicians and lobbyists and you name it,
Right. Right.
and they're unable to do what they know is beneficial. And they're the ones that are saying, they're saying, oh, it's this, it's that, this is what's causing them. And these are the guys that are saying, it's this. I'm out
Right.
there every year seeing this. I know what's happening. This has been going on for years. And like it's just it's unfortunate. So
Yeah.